Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in. Well, well, well. You look at that. I made that video last night, not even considering this. And look at what we have here, right? First of all, let's pat Mr. Z on the back for being on time, which he should be doing, but I'm going to be like a woman right now and want compliments for doing stuff that I quote unquote should be doing. That part. Shout out to Mr. Shook to you. You hear? You feel me? And that's exactly why I put it. By the way, let me know. Let me know if you do that a little bit more often. It's like, put a song or something attached to the thought or the feeling that I'm having when I, review these different subjects or, these different videos, etc., etc. But yeah, right. And Bruce on Wayne, now I get it. Bruce on Wayne is saying Mr. Z never stops, right? I don't palete, which means like I don't stop, right? So yeah, that part, which is true, right? And yeah, and rest in peace to Pimp C for real, John Jones. And for those of y'all that never knew, but like there was a point where like Jeezy and Pimp C were beefing. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, but yeah, that existed at one point. Rest in peace, Pimp C. But yeah, right. So y'all let me know what y'all think about me attaching a song to this. And yes, Mr. Shook to you, it is right. And it is the hook. Exactly why I put exactly the hook, which by the way, I played back when this song dropped with 06, 05 is when this album came out, maybe. It wasn't 07, right? It was like 06, maybe. 07, 06, something like that, right? I played this was my favorite song on the album. Shout out to Young Jeezy. And I think this might be top 10, top 5 songs I ever played ever in my life. Right? It might be top 5 or top 3 songs I ever played ever in my life. I played the entire hell out of this song, right? The bass line was dope. The aggression was dope. The beat was dope. Everything about this song was dope. The message, well, hip hop and rap. But yes, and the hook is perfect for what we're covering today. Absolutely perfect. Right? Absolutely perfect. And what it is get your mind right. Right? Get your mind right. Because if you don't, after 40, well, so first let's say this. Didn't Lou Dobbs cover something like this back when he was on CNN? Was he on CNN or HLN? Do we remember, anyone remember that segment that Lou Dobbs covered over a decade ago, because he hasn't been with CNN forever, right? Demetrius says, damn, you was 6 years old in 06. No, Demetrius, I was 20, was I? No, I was like 19, 20 in 06, something like that, depending on where in 06, but yeah. Right. Oh, Adam, you already know. I already have. But I'm definitely gonna have to do a video dedicated to them hopscotch. And well, FD actually has tackled the subject. We hate his take, right? We hate his angle. But FD has actually tackled the subject. Not Diallo. Diallo act like women are sugar and spice and everything nice, and it's men, black men in particular, that are having a hard time not being hyper capitalist, not being misogynist, not being wannabe white folks, etc., etc. He must not be watching the videos that we're watching with the women, particularly black women, pretty much complaining about not being upper middle class and above white women and all the social and political power they have, right? And Adam says you're gonna have to speak about these pro-blacks like Diallo Kenyatta and FD Signifier, right? And Diallo act like he don't know. And emphasis on the word act, because he got a glimpse of it, and you could see he don't want to really touch it when the Kiki Palmer and her baby daddy situation happened, right? And the women were pretty much responding. Kiki Palmer gets to be who she is right now, the a-hole, and kind of drag her baby daddy the way she was at the moment, because she's worth more than him. And you saw Diallo say that, and then he like left it alone. He knows what it is, but once again, Whenever it's time to critique black women, black men and black women say, about that. We're not in the business of doing that. We're in the business of critiquing black men, really insulting, belittling, chastising black men under the guise of critiquing them. That's what we're in the business of doing. We don't really know how, or we do know how, we just don't like doing it, critiquing black women. So we're just gonna leave that alone. What we will do is the occasional blink and you'll miss it comment. That's what we'll do. Which, by the way, Kim Foster has done, right? Julesy has done, Napier and Ahoba has done, FD Signifier has done. All of these people will make blink and you'll miss it comments about the women and how far they're going and how insane they sound, both in real life, but definitely on the internet and on social media. They'll make blink and you'll miss it comments, right? They'll make these little whisper, barely a whimper ass comments. That's what we get from them when it's time to critique the women and how insane they sound, especially on the internet. But when it's time to critique black men, oh, they're talking about blowhorns, Mr. Shook to you. Oh, they're on a blowhorn, right? They got the microphone when it's time to critique black men, right? And there's a whole. I'm gonna find that clip. We'll speak about it where Dr. Scott Galloway interviews with Chris Williamson and this other lady. I think she's a doctor also, or she's some type of educator if I'm not mistaken. And she interviews with Chris Williamson in a book she wrote also, or she might even be a researcher. I can't remember, but she said it also, like, hey, these women are more abusive to their sons than their daughters. They're and she went through it, and I'm like, oh, so if women in general are going through that, and the system is more punitive to boys than girls and to men than women, then imagine how we are in the black community. While these women say we keep on calling our sons, right? We keep on coddling our sons. Right, while Jessie Woo is jealous of her brothers because she feels like her mother coddled her brothers and didn't do the same for her. How many of us have sisters or girl cousins, or generally in the black community, all you hear is black women talking about how the mothers and the uncles and the aunts and everyone is coddling the boys. Meanwhile, all the researchers, and this is why you gotta love that they talk, and then the data comes out so we can show them how wrong they are. That's why I said let them talk. As a matter of fact, I would prefer they talk before we give them the data and the research and the history. So after they talk, we could say, well, here's what the researchers show. Are you smarter than them? Do you know more than them? Right? Do you know more than them? So I would much rather it be the way it is now, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it because I have to research. I have to go find those videos somewhere in my history way back when, because I listened to them like a week ago. So yeah, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. But yeah, everyone. So right, continuing. So. For those of you that watched the video, in the first video in my description box, it's only about what, 30 seconds long, give or take, right? Maybe 45 seconds long. Either way. So you have this white woman speaking about how women in their 40s are the most unhappy demographic. Like I said, Lou Dobbs covered this maybe it was definitely over a decade ago. I think when he was working for either CNN or HLN. And yeah, and it wasn't, I don't think it was age specific though, but he did report that women were like some 5% unhappier or whatever. I don't even know how you really judge that, but either way, that women were less happy now, or at the time of over a decade ago, than they were back, I guess, the 70s or the 60s. I can't remember when the report first, or when they first started researching or tracking these type of things. First, I would love to hear from you Xers and boomers. So y'all start putting y'all comments in the comment. All the brothers that are Xers and boomers, all of you brothers that are 40, let's say 42 and above. Let's get honest. This is my speculation as a person that's getting closer to 40, right? But we're not there yet. My speculation is that the world stops talking about coddling, The world stops coddling women. They finally start seeing them wrinkles, and even black women start seeing them wrinkles, right? The sex appeal starts to wane for real in your 40s. If you keep yourself up, you can still have it at 30. You can still have it at 35. But at 40, even the exercising ain't holding it the way it used to, right? And so at 40, it's very, and this is where Ebony K. Williams comes in, right? At 40, it becomes very definitive. Oh crap. That roller coaster ride is definitely, the roller coaster is definitely pointed south right now. Right? It's definitely pointed south right now. That's my speculation. We already know how much women are taking, and I covered this on one of my pre-records, how much women are taking antidepressants, especially, I think it's between this age group, right? 40 and 50, or is it later 40s and early 50s, somewhere along this line, right? Right? So we know women are taking antidepressants. Now we know they're more unhappy. I mean, y'all bought the white capitalist idea of life. What you thought? It's unfulfilling. What you thought? Less children, if any children, not married, oftentimes not partnered. What you thought? See, the expensive handbags and luxury items, they only go so far in and that dopamine hit. Those likes on Instagram and social media, they only go so far in that dopamine hit. Right? And yes, a very happy transition, right? To Brother Panic. And yeah, yes. And I saw what you sent, Big Kev, and I haven't been able to watch it yet, so I'm going to, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. And thank you for the super chat, Big Kev. Thank you. Right. But yeah, the coping mechanisms stop hitting so hard, right? The effect of the coping mechanisms is not the same after a certain age. Right? See, you bought into the capitalist lie that you could fulfill yourself with all of these bubbles. Look, I already told y'all, Mr. Z likes nice things too, but I'm not going to kill myself for these things, number one. And I know there's other things that are far more important, number two. And I know the most you get, if you get anything, is a cheap high from these nice and expensive things. It's a short-term cheap high, and that's if you ever even get the high. But y'all listen to a bunch of middle-aged and old capitalist white men about how to be happy, and guess what? You're not. Well, damn. Who would ever think that maybe black women and other women of color listening to elite and rich white men, your economists and such, your capitalists, right? Your corporation owners, who would have thunk that maybe those people shouldn't be the ones giving you advice on family formation and love and relationships and intimacy? Who would have thunk it? Uh-oh. Right? Who would have thunk maybe y'all shouldn't want to get your advice about life from Milton Friedman, Frederick Hayek, Ayn Rand of all people. The person that was giving y'all these stories about Russia and the Soviet Union because she didn't want to go back to Russia or the Soviet Union. Who would have thought that maybe to or get advice from? And I know a lot of y'all are like, what the hell are you talking about, Mr. Z? Where the hell you think you got your worldview from? Oh, wait, you thought it was organic and it came from you? Oh, wait, you thought it came from your favorite content creators? They don't even know where they got it from. Uh-oh. Right? And Sauchi said, slow down, Mr. Z. 25% of my portfolio is allocated towards female poor choices. LOL. Hysterical. Sauchi said, look, I am invested in all the pet companies and the antidepressant pills and the pillows and the vibrator and sex toys and the Lifetime channel and ice cream brands and all the makeup companies like MAC and whatnot and Fenty. Sachi said, "Hey, don't be messing with my money, Z. I need them to keep their mind messed up, not get their mind right." Oh man, exactly. Africa, from Africa I came, and self pleasure toys. Charleston, cat food and box wine. Hey, by the way, that there's some pun in there somewhere. There's a pun in there somewhere, right? And on a serious note, but I said it. Wait, didn't Z say these type of things? Did or did I not? This is nothing new. Like, let me give y'all an idea. Maybe 4-ish, 5-ish years ago now, maybe closer to 5, but let's say 4-ish years ago, a younger Z, but it's still a bald Z, but a younger Z, and I know I might be look at this guy, look at it. Why are you in the expressway? I'm sorry, y'all, loser. Anyway, a younger Z was listening to Yvette Carnell, and one of her regular guests at the time, he went by the name Alexander Hamilton, on when he would call into Yvette, and he said something about our politicians, black politicians, by the way, in on them about not understanding how to read spreadsheets and not understanding that when Bill Clinton repealed or diminished welfare and how he was referring to welfare, that he was essentially calling black people, black women at the time, but black people, the N-word. And when he said not knowing how to read spreadsheets, it hit me, right? It hit me. And I've been thinking about that since then, right? People that don't not only how to read spreadsheets, but to understand when you're being called the N-word. They don't excuse me. The people we're referring to don't have to literally call you. They suggest by their actions and by the things they advocate for. That's what we're speaking about, right? And he was 100% right. It's another example, and it slipped my mind. I had it earlier, but when you just random things you would hear growing up, and random things you hear, and these are the things that help me to form my opinion and to think about these things outside the box, and to use things that are larger than the black community, or that are happening outside of the black community, and bring them in, right? This is why y'all see me reference things that have nothing to do with what we're talking about, and then use that as an example, and then pin what we are speaking about to that. What I'm saying is black women don't know how to read spreadsheets. Women in general don't know how to read spreadsheets. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying y'all forgot what country you live in, or you thought these elite rich white folks were gonna have you good, right? And that goes for you working class white folks, white women, black women, Latinas, and even some of you Asian women. Y'all thought the rich white elite man was gonna have you good. You believed him. You believed the rapers, pillagers, and conquerors of the world. You believed them. And here you are turning 40. 45. Yikes. Right? Ebony K. Williams, Claudia Jordan, Vivica A. Fox, Lisa Ray, Taraji P. Henson, Tia Mowry, Maya, Monica. Goddamn. Tracy Ellis Ross. From what we're about to see, maybe Gabrielle Union. Uh-oh. Jeannie Mai. Yikes. She not even black. What you got 2 divorces in 5 years? Goddamn. Right? Something like that, right? Thank you. Janet Jackson. Like I told y'all, I focus on the black women because if I started focusing on the white women also, then we don't have enough space on planet Earth. And we start focusing also on the non-black women, the Latinas and the white women who actually believe this crap. And I use celebrity women just to paint the picture, right? So yeah, 40 and older are unhappy. Duh. What you thought? And like the lady was saying, that's about a quarter of the U.S. population. Women above the age of 40. That's a quarter of the population. See, when we were speaking about antidepressant pills a couple years ago, and the women were like, well, y'all the ones who died earlier, and y'all more self-delete. Yeah, because we got the balls to actually end it. Y'all stay on drugs hoping and help and crying out for help in your own meek little soft ass way. Right? And this is not a pro like self-delete, video. We're not going there with it. We're gonna go morbid. We ain't gonna go that far morbid. Right? And y'all lie to yourselves. Ooh, the lying to yourselves. Shout out to Yanni and Chrissy and all the rest of you. Ooh, the lying to yourselves. Ooh. You do a whole lot of lying to yourselves, ladies. That's another thing. Right? Y'all watched Taraji cry her eyes out, and nobody wanted to say, because you don't got no goddamn man. Right? And what's her name right next to her, the Latina, I can't remember, Perez, I think, over there too. Jennifer Aniston, I thought it. White woman. Had all the white dudes' hearts pitter pattering in the 90s and the early aughts. Right? Pamela Anderson over here talking about there's no more gentlemen. Lady, you were on Baywatch. You had these chest flotation devices, and all type of white men would have paid big money to be with you, and you ended up with Tommy Lee and Kid Rock. And now you talking about ain't no more gentlemen. If you don't get your ass the entire hell up out of here, Tamar Braxton over here needing medical help. When I said, dear America, y'all raised some of the meanest, snarkiest, a-hole women ever, I wasn't joking. When I said y'all raised some of the most insufferable women, I wasn't joking. I played the clip from Adam Curtis from one of his documentaries where it spoke about the rise of antidepressant pills and how, at least initially, it targeted women. And yeah, men are slowly catching up, but men are still far behind. It's women on those pills like that. Oh, not Sophia Gomez too. Look at that. That was another one. All the little white and Latino dudes and even some brothers were drooling all over her about a decade ago. A little over a decade ago. Right? What y'all thought? So let me get this right. Y'all were looking for quote unquote female empowerment, and the white elite men said, get it in blood. Anyway, no, the rich white elite men sold you on your sexuality and your ineffectual representation, what, in the media and middle management jobs, right? And titles, etc., etc. And y'all believe them. What? Y'all believe them. Y'all fell for that hook, line, and sinker. Y'all believe them. White women, Latina women, black women, Asian women, y'all believe them. You believed rich, racist, elitist, a-hole. What, did y'all not watch the documentaries about Enron? Oops. Did you not watch The Wolf of Wall Street? Did y'all not watch these movies? What y'all thought? Oh my God. What did you think? Oh wait, you didn't think it applied to you in your life. You didn't think they were talking about you in your life. You guessed wrong. So it's the old adage, y'all, in the candy store from when y'all hit puberty. And people are saying 30, yeah, 30. But it really hit y'all at 40. Oops. Demi Moore, another one. Was with, what's his name? Then was with Ashton Kutcher. And Ashton Kutcher was how much younger than her? And once they broke up, well, was it Bruce Willis, right? And then Ashton Kutcher, and then, well, y'all wanted y'all freedom, you just traded the men for it. I'm going to keep on saying it. The researchers are saying it, they're just saying it in different words. They're framing it differently. But that's what happened. Right? That's what happened. Richard Reeves pretty much said that without saying it. That's a Brookings Institute researcher. You got the power, ladies. Not really. Some of you got the money. Y'all got the prestige. You got the status. You just traded your men for it. Right? And now look, 40 years old. And so we see this, like I said tonight, tell them the truth, but you know, the note, people of note are not. The women are going to continue to sound crazy, right? And Eric Dedman says, and thank you for the super chat, and he says, I can't stop laughing at the irony. They wanted it. Bro, did they? Right? And this is what I said to Yanni back when you know, the whole Ebony K. Williams debacle first happened. This is what you ladies fought for. You just didn't read the fine print. This is what y'all fought for. At least your foremothers fought for. Right? This is what y'all fought for. And that's why my title is what it is. Get your mind right. Train tracks, train tracks, train tracks. because on the other side of 40 is a whole different ball game. Chrissy not gonna tell you that. Yanni over here fretting about being single after 30. She over here making little sly comments, little sarcastic comments. Well, you know, I done hit the wall. I'm 30. That lets you know it's bothering her. It's bothering her. And instead of just coming up the middle and saying it's bothering her, she making these little slick comments. You know, girl, I done hit the wall. You know, I'm older than 30. I'm over 30. Yanni, you over 30. You mess around and still be single over 40, and you're going to be using antidepressant pills, lying to your subscribers about you not. Or, because that's what you women like to do, finding some swaggy ass way about speaking about it. Right? That's what you're going to be on. Right? Or you could just be like Chrissy, pretending like it's not bothering her, while the occasional lamenting being in her luxury apartment by her goddamn self. Her words, not mine. Right? Trill killing me. I ain't even gonna say it out loud. Right? But that's what it is. And your favorite content creators refuse to tell y'all that. Your favorite celebrities refuse to tell y'all that. And the occasional Taraji P. Henson saying it at the BET Awards, y'all actually get mad at her for saying it. And let's be honest, she was pandering because she wanted black men to vote Democrat. Right? But even with that, y'all actually get mad at her for telling you, by the way, ladies, y'all caught him on top of mammies for Carrie Hilson saying, black men, where y'all at? Huh? And so I actually like the campaign that's happening right now with the "Is this you?" Right? The brothers on Twitter, when a sister says something and she try to sneak back in through the back door with the fake positivity talk, and the brothers come through with the "Is this you?" and show them a comment they made 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and 5 years ago. Y'all want to bury what's the brother name out of Tennessee? Y'all want to bury him with stuff he said almost a decade ago? Fine. We'll hit you up with stuff you said 3 and 4 and 5 years ago. Right? Exactly. And Indigo Flow says in a Bill Burr line, you were in the heist. You just didn't like your cut, Bill Burr to white women. And that's all it is to all women. You were in the heist to take from the men. You wanted the power of the working class man, the middle class man, the upper middle class man. They didn't give you the upper middle class man's power and above. They definitely didn't give you the rich and white. Excuse me. Let's correct that. You wanted the power of upper middle class rich white men. Upper middle class white men and rich white men. You wanted that. They didn't give you that. What they did do for you, though, is they neutered the men to give you the power of maybe some middle class men, working poor men, lower middle class men, etc., etc. The influence of them, right? And now you find yourself, for many of you, single, unhappy, depressed, angry, lonely, on antidepressant pills, cursing men on social media. If you're not crying on social media, I would like to remind y'all of the white lady that I covered early in my live streams, that was like, tell the men to grow up. Right? We've done the work. Tell them to do the work. Right? While she was celebrating men saying they feel lonely. Women don't say y'all just take antidepressant pills. That part. Hmm. Y'all keep on blowing smoke up each other's ass and pretending like you're happy. And occasionally then we listen to you and you'll make one comment that let us know, there it go. Kim Foster when she was single. Yanni now, Chrissy now. Huh? Even Khadijah. Ooh. And she might be in a whole relationship with non-binary, whatever the hell ever. Seren even made a comment a couple of times. Ooh, and she was married at one point to a man. Yes, that's Seren that used to be on the Grapevine. And she has her own channel, etc., etc. Huh? See, the ladies think that they have more pride than we do. And then occasionally they'll make a comment that let us know, you see, there it go right there. You are not happy. You're not even content being single. Right? Huh. Occasionally y'all will make a blink and you'll miss it comment. Nappy headed jojoba. Occasionally y'all will say something. Wait. Rewind. What did she say right there? Oh, there we go. Huh? Tia Mari over here talking about how trash the dating scene is. Ooh. You wouldn't have to know if you weren't single. Why are you single, Tia? Uh-oh. Right? And y'all like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Why are you single, Tia? Huh. Yikes. Right? Yanni over here talking about, I'm never going back to that dark place. I'm never going back to that. Oh, you don't have to. You're in a dark place right now. That's why you have the whole Decenter Men campaign. You're not doing this for your subscribers. You're doing this for yourself. Trail said, y'all dusties up front and hit the like. Right? Detroit said, posting thirst traps. Exactly. Tia is posting thirst traps. Huh? Y'all remember when Megan Good first got single? And she put on that form-fitting dress and she recorded herself, or somebody's recording her walking through what it looked like a studio or backstage somewhere. They think we're dumb. At least Tracy Ellis Ross has the ovaries to admit that she be posting thirst trap pictures. Shout out to Tracy Ellis Ross. At least she has the ovaries to actually say it. Dr. Thunder. And Dr. Thunder says, lapping dusty ninjas in a single bound. Jumping over dusty ninjas in a single bound. Oh, that sounds like the intro to $1 Million Man. Right? And it just goes to show what we're talking about. Right? T-Bars, yikes. Chili, oops. Chili, why are you in a relationship with a younger white dude who is less famous and has less money than you? Huh? I guess that Indian hair and that baby hair ain't pulling like it used to. God damn, Mr. Z. I guess that indigenous hair ain't pulling like it used to. So now you got to go to back to Boy Meets World to go pull men, right? Huh? It ain't looking good. It's not. So this is why I posted the and I'm sorry for all of you that are not big Jeezy fans, or the profanity, or not big hip hop fans. My apologies, but this is a song that Mr. Z grew up with. It's one of my favorite. It might be my favorite Jeezy song of all time. And the hook of the song is B, get your mind right. Let me talk to him. And I think that hook is so fitting for this video, right? It is so fitting. Huh. Don't don't remind me of skinny Al Sharpton and him looking like a goddamn Q-tip, posting thirst trap pictures at what, 70 years old, 70 something. Don't remind me, Detroit. Don't remind me. You're quote unquote civil rights leaders, people, right? Y'all mean the FBI informant Al Sharpton? Goddamn, Mr. Z. Right? So once again, the reason why we're covering this, yes, we got our 5 chuckles in, but it's really not about the 5 chuckles. It's really not even about to really laugh at these women. We're not going to dance on their misfortune the way they like to dance on ours. This is to say, ladies, what you thought? You don't even know where you got your worldview from, right? You don't even know where you got your worldview from, right? It's very interesting watching these people critique black men, critique us because we want to be white patriarchs, or we want the white man's trophy, which is the white woman. We want essentially them critiquing us like this, and then we look at them and right, and we look at them and, well, the most unhappy demographic, 40 and above women in general. That's not even exclusive to black women, right? And to all of these women, I like to say, welcome to hell. See, what men have to go through, the trials and tribulations before the age of 40, prepare us for after the age of 40. While women and girls are in the candy store. Shout out to the brothers that have made that, example available. Y'all are in the candy store before 40. Definitely in the candy store before 30 and 35. And depending on how you're aging, and depending on how pliable you are, the store owners start pushing you out starting around the age of 30. Some of you get kicked out right at 30. Some of you hold on for dear life right up until about 40, 42-ish. Some of you get to stick around because the store owner has plans for you. Y'all get to stick around after 42, 45 maybe. But for the most part, 90, 95% of y'all, oh no, you out the store. You're gone. I'm not necessarily dancing on these people's misfortune and their unhappiness. Mr. Z is disappointed because I don't understand, and maybe somebody could explain to Z why y'all believed the worst people on planet Earth about what would make you happy. Fine, you got your career. I'm not against that. You have your degree. I'm not against that. You're upperly mobile. Not against that. And you may not have children, or you have children out of wedlock. You don't have a man. You don't have no prospects. You're unhappy and you take it off on your children. By the way, that's what the numbers say. Namely your sons. You taking it off on your sons. Uh-oh. Worst thing y'all ever let happen was people, men, black men, have high-speed internet. Now we could go against, wait a minute, you saying this? Oop, the researcher said otherwise. The researcher said otherwise. Look at Mr. Z getting tongue-tied. Right? Dear ladies, which did you think? I say these people names. How many of you actually looked them up? Milton Friedman, Frederick Hayek, Ayn Rand, Margaret Thatcher told you there's no such thing as society, there's only individual and families. And the British people ain't run her out of Britain. Ronald Reagan and Bill Clinton essentially said the era of big government is dead. And guess what? Barack Obama kind of said the same thing. Oops. Translation, the era of societal uplift is dead. Get it how you live. And y'all heard them say that and nobody said nothing. And everybody talking about America is this one big family and family and family, and y'all sounding like goddamn Fast and the Furious and Toretto and family, and y'all are letting your leaders tell y'all what family, what group. Nah, you get it how you live. Hmm. Yvette Carnell said, y'all let y'all sons get locked up and y'all said nothing. You watch your son. 1/3 of black men are convicted felons, mainly for non-violent drug offenses. Selling dope, using dope. And black America watched that happen to their sons and barely said anything. Let's call a thing, said nothing because you thought they deserved it. Meanwhile, y'all was living off of the money. Oops. Mom, girlfriend, baby mom, aunt, wife, sisters. Huh? Ain't nobody live off of that money more than the women associated with those dudes. Not even the sons. Nope. Don't give me no story about Big Meech and his sons. Stop it. Nobody lived off of that money more than the women associated with those street dudes. Whether it's scammers and dope boys now or dope boys and other, we'll say, men that engage in different activities other than punching the clock. Hmm. And y'all all hoping to essentially be Marjorie or Boyce Watkins' wife. God damn, Mr. Z. Huh? Y'all all hoping for Sierra. Y'all all have the Sierra prayer. All of y'all have the Sierra prayer, the Marjorie prayer, the Boyce Watkins wife prayer. And will it happen for a super small minority of you? Yes, it will always happen for a super small minority. You could always find a lame. You could always find a square. You could always find a man with a little bit of money that's desperate. For a handful of you that have the look, emphasis on that. Let me say that one more again. That have the look. But for the vast, 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 vast majority of you, oh no, you're going to be part of this statistic. Because you really, once again, do not appreciate what makes you you. You don't appreciate the systems that put you in place and that took away from the men and the boys. So you walk out here flexing on the men and the boys, and then you turn 40. Oh, damn. On the other side of 40, competition is stiff. And that's for the ones that have their mind right. For those of you still just lollygagging and thinking you 25 still, well, I guess y'all will start eating box lunches and antidepressant pills. Right? And Terrell says, come on, hit the like, people. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And talking about super chats, the rootless, heartless revelator says, what's good for the what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Mr. Z, so I say, let the dancing continue. Look, I ain't gonna dance on the ladies' misfortune, but I am gonna lecture them. Shame, blame, and explain is in full effect. And we doing some shaming today. Oh, we doing some shaming. And some blaming. And some explaining. Oh, I'm lecturing. Oh, yes, I am. Trill, that's what we're gonna start saying. Urban entrepreneurs, exactly. The urban entrepreneurs and the women that lived off of the money, right? Exactly, Kevin. I love this phrase. Kelvin, thank you. He said, tried to tell you, tried to told you, Betty, and tried to told you. Exactly. I love this phrase. Right? And we did, didn't we? And so the beauty of social media and the internet, and that's why I implore y'all to save these people's content, is the internet is forever, especially if we save these people's content, right? And I want it because I do believe that people mature and they transition. And for some of us, let's be honest, it's not many of us, but for some of us, we change our views and, we have life experiences that shake us and that make us think different. It happens. But what the ladies like to do is pretend like they didn't just say what they said 20 minutes ago, a day ago, a week ago, a year ago, a decade ago. And that's why we have their things recorded. It's one thing to say, you know what? I don't believe in that anymore. I had a change of heart. I came up on some new information. What these content creators are going to try to do is put one foot in and one foot out. They're just going to add on the old stuff with the new stuff. Like they weren't saying what they were saying 2 and 5 years ago. Crystalline kerosene. Huh? They're going to act like they weren't saying what they were saying 2 and 5 and 7 years ago. Like we don't have what they were saying on wax. Y'all think Yanni not going to transition slowly? That decenter men, look, excuse me, Yanni. Look, the ladies can't let go of the chocolate bar. I said it the way I meant it. You and Princella got the same problem. Them ladies ain't letting go of the chocolate bar. They ain't giving that up for you and your little jihad against men, black men, because you can't make it work with no men right now. They'll cheer you on social media and then go right back to calling their 3 o'clock booty call. Toya said, I'm not. Look, Toya, thank you for the truth. Right? Tell the truth and shame the devil. Thank you for the truth. The ladies ain't letting go to chocolate bar. You could kick rocks. Chrissy could go ahead. Chrissy, let's be look, man. Chrissy seems as the type she'll end up with the lame ass, square ass white dude and cheat on that dude with a brother and never tell anyone. She'll end up with the money man, the upper middle class dude. Chris ain't pulling no rich dude. Stop it. She'll end up with a solid middle, maybe upper middle class white dude. She aging out the game now if she hasn't already. It's possible. She gonna cheat on that dude. She gonna cheat on him. She gonna cheat. Right? She's gonna cheat. It's gonna happen. Right? So y'all could continue Princella and Cynthia G and Sunsaray and Real Talk with Yanni, all of y'all that don't have children from black men and stay away from black men, and I'm not telling you who to end up with. End up with anyone but a black man. All of y'all that's on that, stop it. Black women can't let go of the chocolate bar. The white women could barely let go of the chocolate bar, and the Latinas could barely let go of the chocolate bar. Yeah, look, man. Y'all don't see how white women get down? They have fun with white dudes when they in high school and college, turn around, marry some lame square ass white man, divorce him, and start messing around. And I almost lost my religion there. Start messing around with black men again. You better ask somebody. Some of those small hat white women too. If you ain't know, if you didn't know. Small hat white women be getting ran through also. You better ask somebody. Decenter men. Get your lame ass the hell up out of here. How is that working? Wait a minute, Z. Wait a minute. Did or did not Yanni cover, what was this, about 7-8 months ago now? Did we not cover a video of Yanni covering the picture with all these different couplings, same-sex loving couplings, black men with white women, or Latino with whoever, and they had the single black woman hugging herself? Uh-oh. Y'all like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. But Indigo, that's exactly what they're trying to do. And Indigo Flow says, decenter D's. Yeah, that's they try to decenter that. That's what they try to do. They're failing at it. Right? And Yanni threw a whole fit about the fact that they have this picture up. And we've seen this multiple times. That's not the first time whoever has designed something where you see a bunch of different people coupled up and then the one lonely ass black woman. What you thought? You think they don't hear y'all ladies? We have channels on YouTube, not even black channels on YouTube, where all this dude does is compile not Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube videos of women crying, complaining about being single. Y'all know the channel I'm talking about. That's all he has. Women in their cars, in their kitchen, in their living room, in their room. It's usually in their cars, complaining about being single, crying because they a failed date or a dude just ghosted them. And some of those women are younger than 40. Yes, absolutely. But a lot, way more than y'all like to be honest about, are over 35 and over 40. Uh-oh. Faber says, but Z, white men, black women have the longest interracial marriages. First of all, that damn near sample negligent amount. Look, that's if you could get them. Have fun, black women. Now you get to see what country you live in. They really swear this country is not. See, it's very interesting watching black women complain about the workforce and complain about banking loans and complain about all these other stuff that race plays a factor. But once we start trying to get at black men by speaking about how great white and Latino and Asian men are, all of a sudden racism don't exist no more. Colorism don't exist no more. Or black men are the super extreme colorists and these other people aren't. Yeah, that's it. Y'all must have never heard about India and Bangladesh and Sri Lanka, etc., etc. Y'all must have never heard of them. Y'all must have never heard of Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic and Cuba and Mexico and Venezuela and Brazil and all these other places that make American colorism look like a joke. And that's if I grant you that Americans, black American men, are truly colorist like that. That's if I grant you that. All of a sudden, these guys, they're not that colorist. They're not that racist. Where's your wedding ring? Oops. Right. So yeah, this above 40 thing. Look, ladies, did y'all not see the video? The white women are over here. White women are over here complaining. Latinas are over here complaining. Even some Asians are over here complaining. Asian women, right? Y'all fell for the elite white man's trap. So you're just going to have to deal with it now. He made you the buffer class because he doesn't fear you. They gave you some middle management positions and titles. A very small, negligent amount of y'all got to be in executive positions. And so you traded for those middle management positions and, you know, the spending money to go to the nice, you know, luxury store where they sell expensive clothes and shoes and bags. You sold the men out. Maybe you didn't realize you did it. Let's be honest, you do. But fine, maybe you didn't realize you did it, but that's what you did, ladies. And well, this is a really messed up way of finding out. On the other side of 40, where are the men? Well, some of them are getting their passports, and some of them are now reaching, you know, financial maturity. So they're messing with women under the age of 30, under the age of 35. The ones of them that are not, they're perfectly okay with the Jergens lotion and the PlayStation controller. Internet connection, a cell phone, Jergens lotion, and the PlayStation or Xbox controller. Oh, but they're not real men. That's not real. Hey. They're okay with it. They would rather deal with that than deal with you. You imagine how messed up the world and the dating scene has to be for adult grown men with testosterone pumping through their veins to be like, do I want to go through the hassle on the cheap end, come out the pocket $40 and still not get any, and on the expensive end, maybe come out the bucks $200 and still not get any? Do I want to do that, or would I rather this internet connection, this triple X website, and this PlayStation or Xbox controller? Huh. Right. Lion said, or they rather buy direct. Trail said it's better to trick off. And I'm saying this is true, but I'm talking about the men that don't got it like that, that don't have it to trick off. Or what they would be getting for the money is not worth it. Let's put it that way. Big Bertha. They don't want Big Bertha. Right? Or someone struggling ass mom. They don't want someone struggling ass mom. They could maybe trick off, but the level of women that they have to trick off on, and for the money, nah. I'm talking about those people, those dudes that would rather, you know what? Look, I got this MMO I need to get through, this RPG I need to get through, this adventure game I need to get through. I need to get my first person shooter game that I'm playing. I need to get my skills up. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm talking about those guys. But ladies, this is the environment. I mean, look, if we're gonna do tit for tat, and I'm not saying it's right, I've always maintained this. I'm not for oppression Olympics. I'm not for the tit for tat. But if we're going to do tit for tat, if that's what we're going to engage in, then you have to understand, ladies, you're going to take some casualties also. Some of this isn't going to look good and feel good on your end also. You have to know that's a thing. You live in the real world. You have to know, if you say decenter men hear that, dear Yanni, and say, all right, bet. Even Samantha Cooker got to come to terms with that. If you want to say swirler, divester, white men are better, Latino men are better, they treat us better, they want us more, right? They build, they maintain, they're not colorists, they're not this. Well, if black men hear that and say, all right, fine, go be happy. And like Miss Samantha Cooker said, well, did divestment actually work for us, or did it just push black men even further away? And are they even in a better spot than we thought they were going to be, and we're in a worse spot? And the ruthless, heartless revelator said, let's take the low road, Z. He said, forget what Michelle Obama was talking about, when they go low, we go high. No. What Charlemagne said, when they go low, we go to the flow. Right? Hysterical. Right? And that's all it is. And on the other side of 40, ladies, that's what it is. Y'all are insane. That's what it is. Like I said, I'm glad I was the first, or one of the first, to enter this space saying that. Who are these mythical, magical men with all this money? 2/3 of men in America never earn more than 61. Now it's closer to $65,000 a year. 2/3 of men. I didn't say black men, I said men. 10-ish% of men earn $100,000. 10-ish%, 10 or so percent of men earn $100,000 a year. Right? Huh. So on that note, everyone, look, it's I'm not gonna dance on their misfortune, but I understand you brothers that are. I ain't gonna tell you not to. I ain't gonna tell you to take off your shoes and come sit down. I ain't gonna say it, right? But I am disappointed, ladies. What you thought? Look, who did you get your worldview from? Who told you take your hypergamy and break the knob? No, don't let your hypergamy sit at a level 6, maybe 7, or even 8 or 9. No, turn it until it breaks. Turn it to 15. When it breaks at 15, 17, keep on turning it. Who told you that? Oh, the rich elite white racist men. Huh? You mean the men that benefit from this? Oh, those guys. You mean the ones that's still going to marry their wives that are from the same situation as them? You mean those guys? Those are the guys that undermine working class men and by extension working class women, but you thought you were going to escape that. Why? Because he told you you were? This is the beauty of our space right now. The women are just coming out and saying it. Chrissy's just come out and saying it. Yo, she want these experiences. Cool. It's not about getting to know the man or learn him. Nope. It's about these experiences. Yanni told you, I want to be a kept woman of leisure. The African sister in Britain on Black Talk told you, I want to be a kept woman of leisure. Huh? Fine. Eat what comes with that if you don't get that. Have fun with your box wine and your Lifetime movies and your self-pleasure toy, we'll say. Well, that part. And Lion says most of them aren't even practicing hypergamy because they're not even getting married. Yeah, but that's the whole threat, right? If I can't have a leap, then I don't want to get married. It's a continuation of Xers and young boomers with the I could do battle by myself. Alrighty, okay. They say that in their mid-30s. 1 decade later, and you see them getting the refill for the antidepressant pills. Trellis's box snacks hysterical. Well, yeah, they munching on the box. Ice Spice, are you sure we're munchers? You sure you want to call men munchers? I mean, we are. But men are not the only ones doing munching. Shout out to Nishi Nash. God damn, Mr. Z. Right? Uh-oh. And on that note, everyone, we would truly pause right here. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all have a great, great, great rest of y'all day. Y'all go check out other non-manosphere content. Other Black manosphere content and other non-manosphere content, for the love of God, so y'all don't sound like some of these people. Right? And I still maintain Get Your Mind Right is one of Jeezy's best songs. Right? And it's definitely fitting for this review today. Ladies, get your mind right, preferably before 40, before 30, before 25. Right? We don't expect you to be super mature person by 20. That's true. We understand people got to grow and mature. Have experiences. We get it. But when you don't have your mind right, guess what? Then you're on the other side of 40 and 45 and, well, you're looking like Claudia Jordan, who still looks good, but or Vivica Fox, ooh, or Maya, or Taraji. Uh-oh. Mr. Shook to you said, get your goddamn minds right. All right, y'all. Let me get out of here. I'm definitely gonna go listen to that whole. I might listen to that whole goddamn Jeezy album. Haven't listened to the whole album in a little while. Right. Right. So On that note, everyone, y'all have a great, great, great rest of y'all day. And ladies, get your mind right. All right, everyone, we'll end it right here. Y'all have a great rest of y'all day. Mr. Z out. Herb said they washed. All right.